Hello everybody and welcome back to Mutti Plays Pokemon Sapphire version. Today we are going to investigate the watery routes south of Slateport and to the east of Dewford town. We start off fighting this, not sure I want to say lovely and I don't find that hairstyle entirely cute, but this young girl who is a tuber. She has a Meryl, and I took care of it quite easily. And, crap, I'm forgetting if I went over, Nue's weaknesses at the end of the last part. Oh, wait, nope, I did. I went over them. I definitely went over them. And let's see. Something I can. Well, whatever. I'm a talk. Now, you guys are already aware that, I am going to go to a con next weekend, but, I am also planning to be out of state, just after Christmas, so if I am finished with this LP by, well, before December rolls around, I may decide to, depending on how close to December it is, I may just, take a longer break than usual and maybe just, put up very short minis, but if it's still like a week into November, I'll move on to the next LP I've planned. And this fucking guy is unbelievable. Well, maybe not unbelievable, but right there, Niue got poisoned. Oh my gosh. I swear, Niue gets poisoned like, what, 2 times? And since I don't have anything that can heal poison on me, I had to go all the way back to the Slateport Pokemon Center so that I could heal. But, she was... And having to do that twice annoyed me, and I was wondering if I was having to do it the 3rd time, but luckily, no. And something that annoyed me. In this game, poison hits at the end of every turn. So when I sent her out like that, she got hurt even though I took her out for a turn. I forget if in the newer generations it hits after the Pokemon moves, or if that was an older generation thing. I haven't gotten poisoned in a while. I'm still kind of getting over how poison no longer harms you outside of battle in Generation 5. I mean, it's a lovely addition for those who got annoyed by poisoning, killing the Pokemon. outside of battle, and I thought the surviving at one hit point mechanic that they introduced in Gen 4 was a lovely way to get around it. The poison hurting thing might have been a bit annoying, but at least your Pokemon didn't die. You could still use a potion for it and heal it up. But in Gen 5, poison just doesn't do damage outside of battle anymore, and it's nice, but it's just not the same, man! First world problems! But, let's see, like, to me, more seriously, poisoning doing damage outside of battle while a burn didn't kinda made sense, cause, like, I suppose if you hold still enough, the burn doesn't hurt as bad, but if you're poisoned, the poison's gonna do damage regardless of if you're moving or not, you know? So I saw it as making sense, and it just felt kind of weird when they removed the out-of-battle poison damage. Oh, maybe that's it. Like, if you haven't played Gen 5, let's just call it, Pokemon Scenery Porn Edition. Because seriously, everything's in 3D, and not the Gen 4 3D, but it's like everything's in 3D, man. Like where the Gen 4, the people sprites may have blended in slightly better because the 3D wasn't as awesome as it is in Gen 5. In Gen 5, it's so awesome that the character sprites, while shaded well, might look a bit 2D in certain situations compared to the rest of the background. So, perhaps because of all that wonderful 3D, they didn't want to come up with a screen effect that happens when the poison damage happens, because maybe it could have seriously glitched the game or something. I don't know, but that's one thing I can think of. Now, I will say that I am somewhat familiar with programming and stuff. Back in middle school, I really got into HTML coding, and so I was using that to spice up my Quizilla page, which I am not telling you because I was a stupid middle schooler that didn't know better when I wrote all the stuff that I wrote, so I don't want you guys seeing it. And if anybody figures out what my username on Quizilla was, don't put it here. I will delete the comment. But here we are on the abandoned ship. A cute little thing. Well, not cute, an interesting thing. If you've played Generation 1, you might think that this is the SSN, but there's a room where you can look at a map of the ship, I think it is, and it quite clearly labels the ship the SS Cactus. So, sorry for those of you who wanted the Gen 1 reference. Or Gen 3.5, whatever your preference for the Kanto region is. But anyway, there is a lot of... well, there's a handful, that's the right word. Handful of trainers here, and locked doors. Guy suffering motion sickness even though the boat isn't even moving. Lots of items to be found. And my favorite ball I just picked up. The dive ball. Basically, essentially, if you're underwater, you see this little patch of water? We can't really do anything with it yet, but we will come back later. Possibly after the 7th gym, I'm not entirely sure. But, if you're underwater and you found a Pokemon underwater, a dive ball will be more efficient at catching the underwater Pokemon than... I'm gonna say Pokeball because I don't have the number for how much more efficient it is at catching an underwater Pokemon than a normal Pokeball. So I'm not sure how safe it is to compare it to a Great Ball or Ultra Ball. And one thing about Gen 5 that kind of disappoints me is that they brought Dive back as an HM, but the one place you can dive in, it's just ruins with a bunch of items and old-timey texts that reveal the history of Unova, but there's no wild Pokemon to be found in the Abyssal Ruins, just a bunch of old crap. And that TM, as I will point out by pulling out the menu just after picking up, is Ice Beam, which, if you do not have an Ice Pokemon, but a Pokemon that can learn Ice attacks, will be very useful for the next gym. So, I am so much gladder that I decided to explore this abandoned ship before we took care of that. But, what was I saying before? Oh, well, maybe not. Muffins! Like, it just kind of feels like there's not much worth exploring. I know the items could probably sell well, especially in Black White 1, where there's a guy who will pay extra for the items that you find in the Abyssal Ruins. But, I just kinda wish that, there were more Pokemon to find. Cause, like, seriously, what? Why couldn't you have just made the Abyssal Ruins like an underwater cave? In that, every step you take has a possibility of, making you run into wild Pokemon. Like, why does water force you out after so many steps? Why couldn't it just be that there were insanely high-leveled Pokemon there, like in level 80 and stuff? Oh my gosh, that would have been awesome. Level 80 wild Pokemon. And like, it's all like Relicanth and other undersea Pokemon. Oh, they could have made a new undersea Pokemon. Would have been awesome. But after we get the 7th badge in this game, I'll go on more about why I wanted more with the diving area, I suppose, because from what they offered in this generation, it was really awesome what they had. And it's one of my favorite HM moves. Enough that even if it's in battle just essentially a water type version of Dig, it's still an awesome move to me. It's awesome as an HM move, where you can explore new places and stuff. But, not as much as an in-battle move. At least in my opinion, I'm not terribly fond of that sort of move, but, it can work, it can work. And, we're almost out of footage, but I don't want to start signing off too soon, because then... Okay, really running out of footage. Next time we will explore more watery routes around Dewford Town and Petalburg. I will see you guys then!